guys, Sadie here and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do a little bit of different video. Usually I'm vlogging around if I'm switching places. Today I'm at home, but I will leave soon, and I decided to talk about how I started searching for my job, like what exactly my job will be, what I expect it to be, and how I got into this field, like why I decided to be in the IT sphere, like software engineer and all this stuff, like why this, why I didn't pick something else which was maybe more easier, which would bring me more money or something. What were the circumstances around it? Guys, finding a job is not easy. It might seem like it is, just posting on social media, over your influencer, stuff like this. These things don't happen like magic, and outside of being an influencer, YouTuber, and all this dedicated to social media, there are many people who actually work something else, like maybe they're sitting behind a desk or they're in a constructor company, and there's so many different fields of job. And finding what makes you happy, something that you love doing, is the point of why you should get a job, because your hobby being your job is the reason why you should work in the first place. Like, turn your love and passion into an income is the best way possible. This is actually why I started YouTube, and one of the reasons why I did it. Yes, I realized, even though a little bit older, that I do love filming videos, even though it might not seem like this, and this is why I keep doing it, even though I'm still not earning absolutely anything. But in the meanwhile, I also had to study at university because I wanted to have a higher degree, mostly because, at least for our country, let's just say that if you only graduate from high school and you have high school diploma without studying at university, the jobs that you will find are not well paid, and let's just say they're not much like opportunities. But if you have a degree from university, no matter what grade you have, just having a degree, it already raises you up and you have more opportunities, more open doors. So let's go back now to where everything started and why I decided to study at university. Studying at university was definitely a must, not only for my parents but for me as well. As I already said, like here in my country, like when you have a high school degree versus university degree, people are treated differently when it comes to finding a job, mostly because in high school you're learning kind of the basics, like no matter to which high school you get, like physics, math, depending on what you're learning in your language, like history, geography, and all these subject, you study the same things. They are not different. Yes, I was to language high school. I studied, my first language was Spanish, then I learned English, but in any other school, like the other subjects weren't different. But when you go to university, you're studying something specific which you will use for your career when you decide to apply for a job. This is why it's not obligational, but it's a recommendation to go there, mostly because more doors will be open, more career opportunities you will have, and it will be something that you might want. Imagine you have a hobby, like you're passionate about art, you know how to code, you just are very good at public speaking. There might be something for you at university, and it's a good idea to apply. So I started university at 2020. It was exactly the pandemic here, so basically I went to university only for 1 month, then we were entirely online because it was spreading way too quickly. And the good news for me is that I'm software engineering, I'm informatics, so basically all these subjects that I had, I could do them online. The teacher is just presenting us the presentation, we're solving math problems, coding problems as well, and we're doing the test online. Everything is fine. Not for every field online is possible, mostly because if you study art, if you study music, like if you're trying to be an actor or an actress, these type of things, they need to be in front of an audience in person. Like online, this is not it. Like it doesn't work the same as other fields. Another thing which made me sign up to software engineer is because the salaries here compared to other types of job are higher. So basically, for the standards, like if you study this, you get a well-paid job and you don't need to worry if I have money to pay my rent, if you live on the rent, to pay my bills, to have food, and imagine to save something, you'll be secured. Well, it really depends on what type of job you have. Not you get millions, but at least you will get a decent salary. Another thing is that it offers a job online. While the pandemic was still going, like many restaurants, theaters, and many businesses were shut down because they require public meeting, and this wasn't possible. But in the IT circle, this wasn't the case because people working online, they were doing Zoom meetings, conference meetings, no matter what it is, it was held online. And actually it was very good because this field continued to work. And yes, it was from home, but the business never got shut down. This is also one of the reasons, because imagine if something like this happens again, crossing fingers not to happen, but if it happens, like, we can still work online, get our salaries, we won't get shut down, we won't leave without a job. And this is also very important because you never know what might happen in the future, and you need to be secure, and also to know that you can have a stable job. It's not like the others don't, but it really depends on, for example, if you're working on the seaside, like, you probably will work in a restaurant during the summer, or if you work in the mountains somewhere, like, it's seasonal, it's not like full year, but here you are secure. Now let's talk about what you need when you're applying for a job, because applying your name only and thinking you're hired, it's not gonna work. One thing that I learned on the internet is that you don't need to put your profile picture on your CV, because it will lift up their interest. They don't know who you are, except if you're a female or a male, depending on your name, but that's it. But I'm gonna insert one big but. If you have a profile picture or not on your CV, it doesn't mean that you will get hired instantly. They are looking in what is your CV, aka what you have listed, like skills and everything else that you have as an experience. For example, I'm going to describe you what my CV looks like. I put, of course, firstly where I'm studying and what my degree is. Currently I'm a bachelor, I'm gonna graduate this year. Then I put a summary of 2 sentences. You don't need to explain your whole life in this summary, just 2 sentences so they can get to know like who you are. I put I'm a university student, has a passion for coding, I also love criminal books and to interact with people, social media. That's it. 2 sentences. For experience, because I haven't worked in a real company yet, I put all the projects that I have worked on that are fitting with what I'm looking for, because I have done many projects at university, but not all of them are connected to the job I'm looking for. So I decided to include only these which are fitting to kind of make it outstanding. I put 2 websites that I did for university. Both of them include HTML and CSS. These are like design oriented programming languages. One of them is with JavaScript and the other is with PHP, but they're both fitting. One of them is for Formula One. I decided to do a website about my favorite sport, and there was a bubble chat. It was a replica of Facebook. I followed one tutorial. Of course, I didn't complete it because it was way too long, but by the point where I stopped, it looked completed. It was doing most of the stuff that Facebook did, and this is what I highlighted, that it's a replica of Facebook and it has some of the functionalities, not everything. Then I decided to put 2 individual projects that I did. One of them was again a website using JavaScript. I decided to call it World of Wonders. Basically, it's a movie website. If there are any premieres, I have divided movies and TV shows into categories. There is one for actors. When you click on each actor, it goes into Wikipedia so you can read about the actor more. Of course, I haven't put like 10,000 actors because there are a lot. I think I have put around 30 or 50, I don't remember. Then cinemas where you can watch these movies, and there is an about page about the website if you do any quizzes and stuff like this. The other one which I recently made was UX. I decided to make a prototype app of the Formula One app. So yes, I love Formula One so much that I decided to do another app related to it, but it was a good experience for me. Also, it's like an exercise and I decided to do it. All of these have links to my GitHub and to Figma. So basically, the person who is reading my CV, they will see what I have done. So they can say, okay, she has quite of experience, because I haven't worked in a company, as I already said, so technically I can't put that as an experience, but these projects that I did, I believe that they will help me out to outstand. Then I put, of course, what languages do I know? I have put HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and UX, because I decided, okay, I want to do something related to this, so I can put every single programming language that I have heard of, and even if you have worked a little bit. But when you put a ton of languages, they expect that you know all these languages, and then in the interview, when they ask you and you're like sitting, yeah, about that, I don't know, basically they will ask you like, why did you list them then if you don't know about these languages? So put things only that you know and that you have worked with enough so you can show that, okay, I know how to work with this. In my previous CV, I have put passions, like I love listening to music, to writing stories, to interact with people, social media, stuff like I crossed it out because I feel like, okay, this is not it. It doesn't matter if you're passionate about something or not, like they won't care. They don't care about you, they care about your skills and what you show off. And the last thing I put where you can find me is social media. Before I used to put my dream stories, my YouTube, Facebook and stuff like this because I wanted to push people to look at my YouTube channel. But then I'm like, these are professional people, you're applying for a job, you're not doing an influencer stuff and things like this. So I put only my LinkedIn, my GitHub and my Discord in case like they need to contact me in some other way. But this is it, simple CV. You don't need to put too much information, just focus on what you're looking for, all the projects that you need, and what they will look for in the CV. Not, they don't need about, you know, your love life or anything that happened. No, they're looking for your skills and what you can do, not who you are, because after all, they don't know you. The next thing I decided to talk about is what type of job I'm looking for, the positions I'm looking for, and in general, like, what is my next job. So as I already mentioned a few times, I don't have an experience, which means that they have to look for the lowest position. This is a trainee slash intern, or the best way possible is a junior, because sometimes even if you have zero experience, if you show very good skills, like you nail your interview, they can take you directly at a junior position, not to give you a trainee or an intern. But for me, I feel like I will perform better and present myself better for something like trainee or an intern, because I do not have any experience. I don't know exactly what skills they would need. Yes, I'm reading absolutely every single job offer, like what they want, like requirements, so I will know that should I apply for them, should I not, should I skip this company and move to the next one, and just to know like what they should expect from me, to know if I can cover this, to prepare myself so I can feel better when I go to the interview. But currently I'm looking something front end, design oriented, because even though I'm not a graphic designer, this doesn't mean that you can apply for design jobs. For example, if you're looking UI, UX, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, this is still like front end. But let's just say that it's more design. All the websites that I did, like HTML, CSS, they covered the design. Mostly CSS is doing the coloring, the position. Like, for example, you have a box which you want to put somewhere in your website. CSS will tell you exactly like where should you put it, what color should it be, should you have a border or something. All these design-oriented coloring things, if you want to call them. And this is what has been interesting to me. Some people are doing the back end, which means, for example, you have to create a calculator. They will do all the math, like this and this should cover this, you know, all the math expressions, how this will work. And I want to do how this will look. So basically someone has to do the logic and someone has to do the interface, if we can call it like this. And I decided that, okay, I like just doing colors and stuff like this. I feel more attracted to this, and I said, okay, I will do front end. And I have found a few online jobs. Basically, the apply is online, but probably if they decide they like you, they might invite you to an interview. Crossing fingers for this, because I need it. Also, my university requires it. So I really want to find a job. Also because I feel like, I don't know, I don't save money that much, even though lately I started saving more and more, and I don't even know for what. So hopefully, like, when I start earning money on my own, I will let loose a little bit. I won't be like saving literally every single penny, because there is no need for this. But for some reason I decided to do it. And also I feel like a person feels better when they know they're financially independent and they know they don't rely on someone for money. No matter if it's your parents, if it's a friend or someone, because you have your own money. You can do whatever you want with them. Yes, this doesn't mean that you have to spend your salary in one day, but let's just say that it will make you feel better and more comfortable. So I have found a few job offers. I asked already people who are familiar with, they have worked in this field for a long time, to give me an opinion where should I apply or not, considering what I'm looking for. And maybe it won't be today, but tomorrow I will send my applications, and crossing fingers that someone will pick the phone, call and say, hey, we liked your CV, maybe we'd like to meet up or something, because this is what I want. Last thing is about the expectations. You know, back in the day, there were these videos, expectation versus reality. This is kind of the same. You expect something from your job, how it will be, the atmosphere with the people you would work with, and then you go to the reality where it might not be so smooth. So there is no such thing as a perfect company, as a perfect, how to say it, perfect person. You know, these things doesn't exist. Every company has pros and cons. Honestly, when I have been asking around, like my cousin and other people who have worked for a lot of time, and they said that literally you can find pros and cons in every company, but you just have to start from somewhere. Imagine you have this point A is your starter point, A where you have to start from, and point B is the world where you have already gained experience and you can choose all the opportunities that you want, and you can be that picky person, which I have seen many people are. So point A is your starter point, which means that you don't have much to choose for. You want to hop on the train and go from point A to point B, but you need a little bit of time, you know, not everything will be ideal, but you have to deal with it. And I have seen a lot of people in the IT field, mostly like peers from university. Let's just say that since they got a little bit of experience, they're like, I don't want this one, I don't want this one, I want this, this, and this, and feel like sometimes their requirements are more than the requirements of the company and then just don't match. But you have to deal with it. Not everything will be perfect, but after all, you need a job, you need to get paid because you have bills to pay and all these expenses that you need to cover. And also, like, money rule the world, and you need a job at the end. But instead of being that picky, just get something. When you're with no experience like me, I'm just down to everything that fits what I'm looking for, and I'll apply to a bunch of places. What will happen in the end? We don't know. We don't know. But let's just say that you need to start from somewhere. This is how everybody works. Yeah, being influencers and actresses, even these people, the most famous actress and actors that exist, they weren't born famous. Some of them might be working in a restaurant or in a club or something. You never know. So you have to start from somewhere. And I would say in the IT field, let's just say that it's not easy, but it's not mission impossible. All you have to do is to study a little bit, because after all, it's an interview. You might need to solve coding problems or to show your work or something, to talk in front of people. That's one of my pet peeves, that I'm very bad at talking in front of people, but I have to learn to deal with it. But it's just, it's not ideal, but you have to get on this train to gain some experience, and then all the doors will be open for you, or at least the doors for the direction that you are looking at. So the experience, which I think will be good for me, is that I will learn how to work in a team better, to communicate with people better, and also to experience this work life. Because even though like I have people around me who are working every day, my parents, my cousin, some of my university friends and stuff like this, let's just say that I haven't done this, like, to work from 8 to 5, to have a schedule, to go to meetings, to have all these perks. People are just so excited about this. Well, probably in the beginning, and after 20 years, you're like, when this will be over? But there might be a good and positive side about it, because when you see your back and get resume, okay, I know what I studied for. Because after all you do it for is to get paid. Like, all your effort got paid in the end. You receive the reward, and that is your salary. Some people are complaining about their salaries, but if you have studied more, you'll get a better job and a better salary. This is how world works, and we can't do anything about that. I hope that all these things that I said in today's video were useful for you. Of course, this applies to every field when you're looking for a job, not only for IT specifically. Well, I talked about this because this is what I'm doing, and I thought that it might help you when you're looking for a job. Like, what exactly do you need? This is all the things that I have been looking for, that I have been doing. Yes, no one said that your CV should be perfect, because people who have some experience in a company, their CV obviously will look better if you don't have any experience. But put out your projects that you're done, or something that you're proud of, you think that you will outstand, and make them think like, okay, she has done this and it's pretty good. Like, maybe we can invite her for a chat, for an interview, to see how things will go and all this stuff. You never know what might happen, and everything happens for a reason. So if you don't get the first job that you have ever wanted, don't be like depressed or like, I should give up. Don't give up. Like, I have been rejected a lot of times, to be honest, ghosted from some companies. They didn't even say no, they just didn't reply at all. But as you can see, I'm still trying. Maybe one day we will have the success. All I want is to get on this train, to get a job. Finally, probably I will switch company after a few years. You never know, but to start from somewhere, and then we'll see what will happen. But that will be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe to this channel. Turn on the bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!